Okay, so this video is if you are just joining the process, this writing process for the compare contrast essay, meaning you, for whatever reason, have not been meeting benchmarks on a daily basis with our 5 days of writing and reading this essay, then you are going to do this because it's very important that you submit some type of essay writing based on the assignment as best as possible by the deadline, which is tomorrow, November 1st at 2:30. And when you submit your writing, you're just going to jump over the other steps that should have been completed in class or at home from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And you're going to jump right into writing a thesis and following the outline. And then this way, even though you'll lose the points that have been leading you up to this process, the checkpoints for those, like the thesis and topic sentence brainstorm, you will still be able to get the 100-point completion grade on term 1 if you submit by Friday, November 1st at 2:30 p.m. And that is important to help save your grade. So if you go to Google Classroom and I go to the classwork, some people are going to the stream tab. It's much easier here. You do see that there are these first 2 assignments. They both say due tomorrow or due November 1st. The first one has all of the materials in it. And, so some of you may think, okay, I really do still want to try to get all of the points. And so if you're that person and you're up for that, then you're going to do the brainstorming and the thesis page, and you're going to complete that for 40 points. And then you're going to do the graphic organizer. But if you're a person who's like, no, I just want to get this essay done and get the 100-point completion grade for turning it in on November 1st, then you're going to click into here. You're going to click View Instructions. And you're going to see, even though there's all this stuff, you're going to jump down. All the things are here. So the texts are here. And the reasoning starters, which is still going to be good. This is the orange page in your notebook. It says reasoning starters. If you don't have your notebook, it's right there. This is the tone wheel. This is what, if you're jumping in and you just want to get the completion, right, and turn in the best possible essay that you can with the 1-day timeline now, you are going to take this thesis statement right here. You're going to copy it or paste it or type it in so you can pause right now, and you can go into Google Classroom and you can go to this essay outline. So you're going to use this essay outline assignment. You're going to click on it and it should have your name. So it will be assigned to you. You'll see your name on the header. And you're going to put in, take a moment right now and find this essay color-coded outline on Google Classroom and pause the video. You are going to either type or copy and paste the thesis that is right here. So take a moment to type it or copy and paste it in. She unnames them, and rock, ghost, willow, deer both convey empowerment. You could have strength, you could have independence, you could have something of your own universal idea. At this point, I will give you the thesis. Semicolon, however, comma, the impact of what it means to be empowered is vastly, this is a vocab word from our unit, different in each story. So this is it. Copy that over, type it into your outline, and you can pause and do that. Okay, now that we're back and you have your thesis in your outline, you are going to type this version 1 of right here for your topic sentence 1, which is paragraph 1. So I'm just going to, write it right in. So it's Eve. Take a moment to do that. Have your outline up with you. Have this open. So now you have your thesis in, and now you're going to put for topic sentence 1, for first sentence in paragraph 1, you're going to put this one. Eve, and she unnames them, experiences empowerment, because we decided that was empowerment, right? That results in, what does it result in? And that's where you have to do your thinking. What does her empowerment result in for her? Think about those big ideas in the story. And think about what she did and what she did at the end, and maybe go to the end to just reframe and remind yourself what were her final actions, right? Her final actions would be the result or impact of that empowerment. So take a moment to type that in to this box right here, and you can pause the video. Okay, now that you've typed your thesis and your topic sentence, you're going to jump down to the second pink box on your color-coded outline, and this is your topic sentence for your second paragraph. Body 2, the focus is the other text called Rock Ghost Willow Deer by Allison Hedge Koch, and I want you to do this one. Unlike Eve, who, what did Eve do? Whatever you put here as your green result or impact of her empowerment, you're going to type here in the first blank, because you're setting up a contrast. They both share empowerment, but something else was the result of Eve's empowerment compared to Hedge Koch's empowerment. And then you're going to type Hedge Koch experiences. You're going to type in empowerment, because that's our focus universal idea. Now you need to think of what is an impact that results from Hedge Koch being empowered. What did she do in her story? What was important to her? What was she really focused on? What did she write in her memoirs? What did she learn from herself? I like going to the end of a text to kind of get the final message, right? That's a great place to go for this. And so you can decide, okay, what was the impact or result of her empowerment? And you're going to type that in for here, the first sentence of body 2. So do that and take a moment. Okay, now that you have your thesis and your 2 topic sentences, this one is just a sentence that tells us more about Eve's empowerment and what she did, like set the scene, right? Just one sentence. And then you need to find your quote. All right. And so once you've found your quote, the first quote, you're then going to use this sentence. This is the lead into the quote, because the quote just can't pop out of nowhere. So you can even just replace on your own outline, where in the story did you find this quote? In the beginning, in the middle, in the end of the story. Eve, it's going to be Eve, probably. And then this is a signal verb that comes from in your notebook, the pink page in your notebook. If you don't have your notebook, you go to this assignment listing and view instructions, and you're going to see the signal verb list attached in here. Okay, so that is important for you. Okay, so you're going to type your quote, try to get it under 10 words. Before the quote, you're going to have your little lead in. The signal verb is just, you don't want to say says, so can you come up with a different word for signal verb? She expresses, she emphasizes, asserts, being assertive or strong, declares, claims, something like that, so that you're not saying says. We want to just amp up our verbs. And then you're going to look at this checklist and you're going to say, okay, I need to come up with, explain the quote. How does this quote support what you said here about empowerment in Eve and the result or impact of her empowerment? And you want to use the key words from the thesis, empowerment, whatever that result is for Eve. You want to keep repeating those words. You want to use your orange sheet in your notebook. If you don't have your notebook for some of those reasoning stems, you go back to this big listing of support materials. You have your tone wheel, which is a great place to look for reasoning sentences, like what did Eve feel as a result of this empowerment, and build it out with identifying level 2 or 3 tone words on that tone wheel. And then here, it's not orange here, but this is your reasoning starter. Take some of these. Really important. I really love this one, specifically the word. Pull a word from the quote and like pull it out and then re-quote it. And choose one. Whenever you see words with this in between them, the slash, you want to just choose one of those words. And then what that does, specifically the word, I know someone was working on a quote yesterday and they said specifically the word, and took the word barrier or wall and took that out and requoted it and focused in just on that word. And what does it indicate or suggest? And then this right here is going to really increase your grade because you're continuing your sentence with a comma, which what? Okay, so the word barrier tells us that maybe there's a wall between her and blah, blah, blah. But why is that important? Why does she bring it up? And that comma which forces you to extend your sentences. That also is going to get you more points on MCAS, because when you prove to your grader or your reader that you pull out specific words from a quote, you're proving that you really do know the text and you're not just throwing a random quote there with nothing to connect it to your what you're proving about her empowerment and the impact. Okay, so you're then going to repeat it one more time for Eve, for her story. You have to find another quote to show what you're proving about her empowerment and her impact. So you're going to repeat everything we just did one more time for her. And then you're going to go and you're going to do the same exact thing for Hedgecote in Rock Ghost Willow Deer. And you're going to find, you already have your topic sentence written in, and then you're going to write a little bit about this background of Hedgecote to really place us in to this new text. You're going to find your first quote under 10 words, repeat the process, repeat the reasoning, 3 sentences of reasoning. Find your second quote for Hedgecote to prove how her empowerment led to something different. And then you just need a couple sentences, restate for your conclusion, your key ideas from thesis. And then ultimately, what do these stories teach us, right? About ourselves as a society. And then you're done. And then, well, one thing, you want to copy every box out of this organizer and you want to put it in the Google Doc that I have assigned to you. I haven't done it yet. It'll be assigned in Google Classroom, and it will be the newest. If you go into classwork, it will be the newest grade. It'll be up here saying final draft. Write it right here. And so in that Google Doc, you're going to once you've done your outline, you've really done the essay. That's all it is. It's just copying and pasting everything from all these boxes and putting it into the thesis statement on its own, then body 1 for Eve, and then body 2 for Hedgecote, and then a little conclusion, and then that's it, and then submit it. You can do this